All right, I'm gonna start off right where I left off on that last video. I wanted to say some stuff here with Lottodds. So let me hide this quick and let's get to it here. Okay, so what I was looking at when I left off another video was you see how there's an even, right? Now I'm looking at this in straight form right now, but I wanted to show you like you can I should do it in box form right now. But you can do this in straight view too, but I don't normally do that. Like if like what I'm trying to say is like, okay, let's say you're trying like the next time that a draw comes up that does not have an even in the middle, okay, that's going to produce a result, right? And the next obviously, right? So let's say you're trying to find something over here and you're not seeing nothing. Maybe you're looking for a pattern over here. So what you can do is remove the even in the middle. Okay. Let's do that real quick. There, I removed the evens in the middle. This is in straight form still. So now we have just odd in the middle. So now we can say, okay, is the next time that odd hits in the middle, that creates its own, like David always says, algorithm, right? Because you can find an algorithm, all different sorts of stuff or pattern or whatever you want to call it. So the next time an odd hits in the middle, it will produce something from these three. Either it'll be either a win or a loss, right? A miss or a win, or a hit or a win or whatever. So if you don't see anything over here, maybe it will now. So maybe this will produce something too. Maybe like if you would have seen like five highs in a row, so then maybe the next time that an odd hits in the middle, it'll be a low on the front. So you can find, but let me go over to box because that's what I really wanted to show you and show you some stuff that I've been looking at. So first, let's do this before I end up forgetting about this. Okay, come on. All right. So check this out. This is pretty cool. And I charted some stuff like a month ago and I was looking at stuff and I wanted to show you that. Let me show you the example here. So you see, this is Texas. This is an example I did with Texas. And like I was trying to find like how many times do all the draws hit, purple or green, or just trying to like you look at them like this and you try to find, well, the next time I think it's going to be three purples here, between the midday, the evening, and the nighttime, if you're looking for the nighttime. So each one of these is done like that. So let me show you. So Wisconsin, we're just looking at Wisconsin right now, but um, maybe I should show you Texas so it makes sense. Let me show you Texas real quick. Come on. You can do the same thing for in Texas is just got four draws, so it's kind of nice to try and get this switched over to box. All right, here we go. Wow, look at this. That has not been 822. Okay. Anyway, all right. We're in box form. You see how it was green? So when you're looking at like auto predict page, you got like L1 default and match three colors. So anybody who uses this knows priority that this is L1 default and this is match three colors, right? And they see it's got green, purple, 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 right? And so on. Um, but you can also do the same thing for, like the evening and the morning or whatever. You can do it for all of them. And that's what you see over here. This is what I did. And I actually got it down to Tennessee. I don't remember because this is about a month ago or so. But I had it down so low and I narrowed it down. It was so cool how I did it. And I was actually sitting here brainstorm on how I did it. I can't remember now. So I'd have to look into that a little bit more. But sorry, I'm getting kind of all flustered here. Anyway, so let's look at this. Texas combined. So let's look at the morning. This is what we're looking for, the morning, right? Okay, so we're looking at morning. So what do we have right now? We have a, a green. I don't really care about the hit or any of the position stuff right now. We're not looking at this. All I'm looking at is this. Okay. So, okay, we got a green on the combined. On the previous three draws, all of them combined. But now we're going to isolate them. So, what I would do is I would say, I would take away the nighttime. And then it would give me a different three numbers to work with. Okay. And so, and then I would remove the evening. Now the morning and day alone. That gives me another three numbers to look at. So if you think it's going to be purple, purple, purple between all three of those, well, that's going to really reduce your numbers. You see what I'm saying? And then you look at morning alone. Let's say you think morning, because some people don't look at all four draws. Some people come to, in Texas, maybe say, you know what, I only play the morning draw. So therefore, this is my L1 default in a sense, because this is all they play is morning. They don't look at these other draws. Or somebody might only play nighttime and they don't look at the other draws. Therefore, they don't even exist to them. And all they look at is the nighttime draw. And so this is their L1 default in a sense, So each one of these creates its own little pattern, right? So tomorrow's draw will be a green or a purple, based on these previous three numbers, regardless of looking at these. So if you think it's going to be a win tomorrow here, let's just say you think it's going to be a hit win tomorrow, then that means it would have to come from right here, right? And if you think that's the case, then you can start messing with this and get 8 different options. So I could do morning and night together. Now, whatever this is, if I do believe that the morning will be a hit win, therefore, whatever that is has to match up over in the nighttime. Okay. That has to match up because that's what I'm going for is that. And then I can do the exact same thing by just adding these things as I go. See, it's pretty cool. And that's exactly what I did over here. And I was adding these up and finding like patterns in them, or not patterns, but just like, how often do all 8 draws get a purple, which is, it didn't really happen that often. But your best bet would be to like look at like the the front right here, the front runner, the combined draws, and say, okay, um, what do I think is going to happen tomorrow? Do I think there's going to be a 0 tomorrow? Because if there's a 0 tomorrow, then I know it's going to be a miss, right? Because there's no 0 in the previous 3. Okay, so if I think it's going to be a miss tomorrow, okay, now let's look at the win. Do I think it's going to be a win? Well, look at the quality of the numbers here. Let's see. We got, a solid group of numbers here. It's not just like a mix of only like 3 or 4 numbers. There's a lot going on here. You got the 9s, you got the 1s, the 3 and the 6. Those are good numbers. So there's a high chance for a win tomorrow. And if you think it's going to be a 0, then it would be a what? A miss win. Okay. So now you can say, all right, that's what I think is going to happen. Now let me remove these because I only look at, say, for example, I only look at morning and nighttime. Well, now I can go, okay, well, when I look at these together, there's my 0. So I think tomorrow's be a hit. And then let's see, it will be a win. And then you can compare these numbers, these digits, with what you just had on the combined. And you'll have your own like purple, purple. Or if you wanted to, you could do like I did on this, you could have all 8 of them, which gets, I know, kind of confusing. But that's why it's kind of confusing in Texas. I'm going back over to Wisconsin for now. But it works. And you can create an algorithm with all of those things. And let me show you what I meant by the this thing right here real quick. You see this here? Let me switch this over and I'll show you here. And it didn't even matter if the 10 hit either. That's what's cool when it comes to this. So we're in box form now, okay? So watch this. We're moving away from that for a second here. And I want to show you this. So let's isolate the 8 pair sum. We're going to get rid of anything that does not have a 3 in it. I'll give that a second to, okay, those all got 3s, okay. Okay, there it's isolated. And you'll notice here, we have a hit win, right? And there's the 3. So these all have a 3 in it, right? So 0, 1, 3, hit. Why is it a hit? Because in the previous 3 on on this, there was a 0. It's a win. Why? Because obviously a pair was used, 0 and 1. And it's a front because it's a 0 and a 1. There's no 3 in the previous 3. Therefore, it's just hit, win, front. But you see how that moved the ticker, even though the previous 3 draws did not have a 10? Doesn't matter because we're not looking at that. We're only looking at the 8 pair sum. So when I looked at, well, I didn't really look at this, but if I look at these previous 3, right? And I think like, because there's a green, if I would have said, all right, I think there's going to be a purple tomorrow, which did happen, obviously. I'm just showing you an example. If I come in here and go, okay, I know there's going to be a 3 in the evening, and I isolated that, and then I think it's going to be purple because, these are good numbers here. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be purple tomorrow. And there you go. It didn't even matter that it was a 10. See that? So that produced that purple. And so you could use that with the L1. So it creates its own L1 and this. So you can isolate that. And if I want to, I could do the same thing for the evening too. Watch this. Check this out. Same situation. A 3 hit. Didn't matter if it was 8, 9, 10. Does not matter. And look at 0, 1, 3. But watch. There's a hit. 0. Because it did have a 0 in the previous 3. But it's a miss. Why? Because there's no 1 or 3 down here. And it's a back pair because in the miss, it was the back pair that missed the 1, 3, right? Okay. But you see how that created its own as well. So if I would have looked at these previous 3, and then I would have determined that I thought it was going to be a, wow, that actually would have been really good tonight to look at that, because that 0, 1, 3, I would have thought there would have been a 0, and then none of those pairs would have matched up. And if it would have been purple on the other one, that would have been very low amount of numbers. I should probably try to draw this stuff up more so it makes more sense. But let's look at it. And I want to shut this video off as well. But let's look at this again. Let's go like this. Let's add these back in here. And looking at the midday. So 1 second. They're all back. Okay. We're back to square one. So this is what we have. So let's look at this. Let's look at like a 9 is really due, right? But let's look at the daytime. Daytime. I'm just trying to see if there's anything there to do there. Could also do with lowest swing digit too. I don't really see much. Let's say the 9. I should say the 9 because 9 is due. Let's just do 9. I was going to look at auto predict, but I don't have time in this video. Already 14 minutes. Okay, pair some 9. And let's look at oh, here we go. Pair some 9. The next time pair some 9 hits, regardless of the 8 pair sum, there will be movement here, right? In these previous 3, there will be movement. Either a green or a purple. And if I think there's a 0 or 1, then maybe the 0, but let's look at the daytime alone. Yeah, so that kind of pushes me more towards maybe the 0. And you can, okay, I'm going to have to put these on paper to make more sense. I'll do that later. But you can do like all I'm trying to show is that you can do not just a purple with this, but you can do purple with, you know, the combined and the daytime alone, and, obviously, because that's what I'm looking at. Or tomorrow after the day, after a midday draw, you could do the evening. You could do the combined, whatever tomorrow's number is, and then you could do the evening alone, and then, try to form a purple purple or a green purple from that. And if you combine that with this, oh my gosh, you could have purple purple purple, green purple purple, or whatever. Forgive me. I'm sorry for Texas thing, because there's like 8 different draws when you're sitting there. It's just too much. It is an example, but so this is some of the stuff I've been doing with the prediction page. And I'm looking at the Wisconsin. I want to say one last thing here before I shut this off here. Wisconsin in the auto predict, check this out. First of all, purple and blue are due, the most due. So if you took those two and just threw them both in there together, that's probably going to be a good reduction in numbers. Let's see. Um, and then look at this: purple, purple, green, green, purple, purple, purple. There has not been a mix all the way since down here, which is what 2 6. There hasn't been a mix since then. So a green on this side and purple over here, or a purple over here and a green over here. How long has that been? It's a purple, green, purple, green, green, purple. So there's a good chance that there's going to be a mix coming up here, right? For sure. And then a 9 pair sum, and then a, like I said, a 1. Wow, I forgot about that. Look at this. 1 2 sums, 2 2 2 2 2 2. Wow, okay. All right, now I got to look at that real quick, because these are the numbers I already had anyway from the previous video for tomorrow. So let's look at that. 1 2 sums. I already removed those. I already removed those. All right. What else can we do? So I think there's gonna be a mix here. I'm not gonna do that right now because that can take a little time sometimes for this to load. But if you do a mix here and then you do a purple or blue, that could really bring the numbers down low. Man, let me jump over to the mobile page once. I was like, what in the world? That is not Wisconsin. Confused me. Purple or blue? I don't know if you can isolate just the 2 colors. There's a binary colors right here. Purple and blue. Purple and blue. Where's your purple and blue right there? Yeah, pretty cool. And then person 9 is what hits, or was due, I should say. Maybe right? Any of these numbers right here, the ones I had for tomorrow? I don't think so. About these? I don't think any of those match up. That kind of sucks. I'm looking here. I don't remember what I had put down for tomorrow. 258267. Are those in there? 258267. 258267. 258267 for 9. I mean, it doesn't have to be a pair sim 9, but that's what was the most due. I'm thinking purple or green, or purple or blue, but it doesn't have to hit, but yeah. I'm really trying to see if there's any of these numbers I had. Well, we got 159 and 225. So I don't have any of those for that. There's the 258, but that's in a green. That reminds me of something too. I have my own like color stuff that I was going to share. I was trying to create a filter, an update on my stuff on a different site, but I don't care who uses it. Um, I'll show you a couple things quick. It's called 6 pack tracking. It's kind of stupid. Yeah, I know. But pattern one, these are just different patterns I made in a grocery store parking lot like a year and a half ago. And I put it in here as pattern one. And then I did pattern two. And then I have something from my blackjack. I combined some stuff. And then I have my SB pairs right here. And I combined the AC. The AC is really good because there's always a hit, unless there's a triple, I think. Other than that, there's always a hit, which is great. Because if you do my AB or the BC, sometimes you don't get hits, which sucks. So it's nice to always have something color coding wise. And this is R1. There's 6 of them in here. R2. And then this is not a part of mine. This is actually, I just wrote this down so I remembered. These are the colors for Lottodds binary stuff right here. And then this is my, that's not nothing right now. So what I'm trying to do is I wrote it all down. I just can't show you right now because I have a cool way of looking at it. To what you do is you basically, thing that for Lottodds is good too is to say, okay, what's due right now? The purple and the blue. So if you combine those two, that would be a good place to start, right? So what I would do is just take these here. Let's just do that real quick. I got my numbers here. So let's just, because that's what the most do. So let's see what this is. That brings us down to those right there. And then this brings us down to this right here. 5 numbers. Okay, how many was there before? 7. So it's not like a big difference. So I don't know if it's worth that. But I mean, that is the most due right now, right? So what you can do is, and I did do this. I promise you I did do this. I took the top 2 due out of pattern 1. Or no, I think I took the top 3 that were due on this chart that I'm following on paper. And then I took the top 2 that were due over here. And they were out. They were out. And then I took, I think, the top 3 from here. I had it down to two or 3 numbers, and it hit. And I won on that a couple times, so that was really nice. So that's kind of one thing I'm thinking about doing is following like bigger groups of numbers that are just out, and then instead of this always trying to like nickel and dime everything down to nothing, and then just reducing and losing the winner. Like if I don't know what's due right now over here in these at all because I haven't looked at my paper. But if you take this, and combine it or just put them separate from the binary one, it might really bring this down even lower. But anyway, so this is what I got for tomorrow, and kind of rambling, so I'm gonna shut her down. I'm just trying to like think out loud and go from there. But all right, have a good day, and I'll probably make another video quick on one more thing I want to talk about. Right back.